the first thing I'd like to say is we are all in Congress, and I think in the sphere of government and the people of the beloved community in mourning for the loss of the great Congressman John Lewis. We've celebrated his life this week in Congress in several different instances. Last night, about a 4-hour special order. John Lewis cared about fairness and justice and openness and transparency. He would have supported this hearing and supported the reportation of human rights around the globe and the free opportunity for journalists to do their job and let the people know what events are occurring, and if they're intimidated or threatened, that should be something that is of importance to the Helsinki Commission and to all good people throughout the world. So we mourn John Lewis, and I know you join me with that. I'd like to thank Chairman Hastings for his leadership on the Helsinki Commission and given my work on the Judiciary Committee, where I'm chair of the Constitution, Civil Rights, and Civil Liberties Subcommittee, giving me the opportunity to chair this particular House Press Freedom, this hearing. I'm also a member of the House Press Freedom Caucus, and this is a timely U.S. Helsinki Commission hearing. I'll keep the record open for 48 hours for additional statements for the record for members of the Commission who may wish to submit statements. Before my further remarks, I yield the floor to Helsinki Commission Chief of Staff Alex Johnson to share the modalities for this hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us for today's virtual hearing of the Commission on Security and Cooperation in Europe, also known as the U.S. Helsinki Commission. This hearing is being conducted in compliance with House Resolution 965, which provides for official remote proceedings during the COVID-19 pandemic. This hearing is being convened remotely to protect the health and ensure the safety of our witnesses, members, staff, and the public. This hearing is being broadcast live on our website at www.csce.gov and on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/Helsinki Commission. Before we begin, I would like to review a few housekeeping items for our members and witnesses. Members and witnesses are asked to keep themselves muted when not actively engaging in discussion to limit background noise. Members and witnesses are responsible for unmuting themselves when they seek recognition or when they are recognized by the chair. Please remember that there is often a short delay when muting or unmuting your microphone. Members and witnesses should allow sufficient time before speaking. Members and witnesses must keep their cameras on at all times during the hearing. If you need to step away for any reason, please make sure to leave your camera on. Finally, the chair may declare a recess at any time to address technical difficulties with these remote proceedings. The hearing chair will now proceed with his opening statement, to be followed by opening statements from all witnesses. Commissioners and guest members may then offer statements or ask questions in the following general discussion with the witnesses. I yield back to the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Freedom of the press is not only enshrined in the U.S. Constitution, but a founding commitment to the international organizations that the United States has led to shape, like the OSCE and the United Nations. The Helsinki Commission is mandated to monitor compliance with human rights and democracy commitments across 57 nation region of the OSCE, including the United States itself. As a country and a Congress, we should hold the United States to the highest standard for compliance with international press freedom commitments. According to the U.S. Press Freedom Tracker, there have been over 500 reported attacks on the press since the beginning of the Black Lives Matter protest on May 26. Most of these incidents against the press have been at the hands of authorities using excessive and indiscriminate force and disregarding press identification. A man from my own district, a photographer named Max Gersh with the Commercial Appeal, our daily paper, was shoved by police with batons while covering protests in Louisville, Kentucky. Meanwhile, at the U.S. Agency for Global Media, Trump appointee Michael Pack has purged the leadership of the organization, firing heads of 4 critical networks, including the Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, and the Radio Free Asia, and replacing the bipartisan boards that govern and advise those networks with political appointees of the Trump administration. Now, Mr. Pack has threatened to let visas expire for the foreign journalists working for USAGM in the United States putting these journalists at risk in their countries of origin where they risk potentially severe repercussions upon return. President Trump has called Voice of America foreign propaganda and its journalism disgusting, which is sadly unsurprising given his ongoing barrage against journalists in our country. Despite the president's rhetoric, Michael PAC must ensure that USAGM is free from political interference in order to fulfill its mandate, providing credible, unbiased information to audiences around the world. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses on these issues and more. There's much to discuss, and it's unfortunate that there's much to discuss. Things that we used to talk about in places in the former Soviet sphere and in other countries that the president might have given obscene names for, apply in America now. So we need to have this be discussed, and we need to look at our own house.